Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 587. I'm happy that my camera is not tilted because what tends to happen is when I go live out in the rec room, I bring it back here and I forget about it. And then I hit the live button in the morning and it's like my room is all tilted. It's like I need my V8. Remember those commercials? I've made that joke before. So if you missed it last night, I dug through a whole bunch of old Chicago Bears football cards, mostly 80s cards, mostly 1980 to 1987. But there were some 70s cards, just a few, mostly late 70s, and there were a couple random earlier 70s cards, and then some late 80s and some random 90s and 2000s cards as well, but mostly 80s. So check it out if you're into the Bears, if you're into old football cards. Went live last night. These were the Bears cards that I bought at the Green Bay card show a couple weeks ago. They will be in my eBay store. I'll start listing those later today. And I did list about 300 baseball cards more in my eBay store yesterday, so check that out. Sale is on for 25% off when you buy 7 or more cards out of my eBay store. A bunch of random baseball, and a lot of what I listed yesterday came from the latest Goodwill pallets. So mostly in the $1.50 to $5 range. So check those out. We've got Jenny in the chat. You're late for a very important debate. 2 debates this morning. I was a little surprised. I woke up this morning to a direct message that, hey, Bowman Megaboxes are live on Target. So I dove in. So I'm going to dive into that topic here, and we'll also talk Series 2 checklist. But by the way, in case you haven't been on, it's been all over Twitter this morning, as early as like 2 a.m. Now, I wasn't up at 2 a.m., but I know that's when the tweets started coming in. So let's get that mega boxes. Now they were still live as of about an hour ago. I made my orders a little over an hour. About 6 a.m. is when I put my orders in. I bought 6 boxes, by the way, which is far less than normal. But I had to put those in 2 separate orders because you're limited with 3 per order. Mega box link. There you go. So if you want to check out, I hope that's the correct. I hope that's the correct link that I dropped in there. So there's the Target Mega Boxes. And I'll dive in. If you click on that link and you're like, whoa, we'll get into that. John, what is up? That 70s card show. Bo bathed under candlelight last night in early 80s Bears, paying for it this morning. TD Sports Cards has his coffee. Zach says Senator Ron Johnson is paying Bo every day this week. I think there's a way, because I don't want Ron Johnson to not that I'm going to do any political leanings here, but I don't want Ron Johnson on my YouTube channel. I don't want any politician on my YouTube channel. So thank you for mentioning that. I'm going to go into the settings and try to get rid of any political ads that may pop up as you're watching, because I want this to be a politics-free zone. I don't want Ron Johnson or the other guy that he's running against. I think his name's Alex Lazary. There you go. That's always have to have equal. So speaking of, I'm going to dive into politics, but it's not like a opinion. It's just a story of equal time when I worked in radio. So when you have, especially, anytime, but especially during campaign season, if you have like, and I'm not gonna use real politics. Let's just say John Johnson. So John, I just totally pulled that up, not thinking Ron Johnson. John Jones. John Jones is running against Jane Doe. Let's just do John and Jane Doe. That's easier than John Johnson, Ron Johnson. John and Jane Doe, they're running against each other for U.S. Senate or whatever. So if you have Jane Doe on the morning show, you also have to reach out to John Doe and say, hey, Jane Doe is coming on. You have to give them equal time and all that. Back about, when was this? 15 years ago, probably 14, 13 years ago. We were doing I had moved I had a sneeze attack right before I went on, so I may have to blow my nose. So if I start, sometimes I sniffle, and I don't realize it, and when people point it out, it's like, crap, I need to blow my nose. So I apologize in advance for that. Anyway, about 15 years ago, let's say, uh, I took a job in the radio station group that I worked for. It was a large group, well, a mid-level size group. But the stations that I worked at were in Macomb, Illinois. So we had moved, we had sold the company I worked for, sold the radio group in Macomb to the rival group. I decided instead of staying in Macomb, I had the option to stay on and work for the rival company in Macomb, or staying with my company and taking a position, same position in the Galesburg market. The Galesburg radio station that was part of our group had really gone to the SHITS, really had gone to the SHITS. And, I remember the first going out to live remotes and just talking to people in the community. There was a lot of like, oh, your radio station sucks. And so I saw it as a great challenge, especially in the sports department that I ran. So I'm going to blow my nose real quick because I freaking hate allergies. So I saw it as a big challenge. Uh, I was doing play-by-play for the Galesburg Silver Streaks football team around this same time. At this same time, the WWE was running kind of one of their gimmicks was a guest. It was either a guest commissioner or a guest Raw host on Monday nights. And it was like celebrities. And I think Britney Spears' husband, what was his name? Jason Federline, I think. He was like a Raw host. So my buddy Joe, who's still in radio, he's in St. Louis now. Joe Roderick, shout out. So Joe suggested, hey, let's do like because we were having difficulty finding color commentators for the football broadcast. So he was like, let's do a rotating like members of the community. And it was a genius idea because we had such a black eye in the community because our radio station had sucked. It had really gone to the dumps. So it was a good like community outreach, like let's bring on the mayor. And I think it was Sal Garza at the time. We bring on the mayor, we bring on the librarian, we bring on the popular teacher. And I can't remember. Sucks that I can't remember all of who we brought on, but one of which it was election season. And back 15 years ago, politics, there was the debates. It wasn't as divisive as what we've seen in the last, 6-7 years. But we had a local race, and it wasn't one of those local races that gets dirty. But, I think every political race gets somewhat dirty and, taking jabs at each other. This was fairly friendly. Not friendly, but, it wasn't like they weren't digging up police records on each other and, talking crap. So anyway, we reach out to each of the campaign managers. It was, and I actually can remember this because it became kind of controversial. Phil Hare and Bobby Schilling. So Phil Hare, I think, was the incumbent. Bobby Schilling was running against Phil Hare. Phil Hare was all about it because he was a big sports guy. He, I think he was either from Galesburg or had lived there or worked there. He might have been worked at there was a big Maytag facility in Galesburg until it closed in the early 2000s. Anyway, Bobby Schilling's team never responded. So Phil Hare's like, yeah. So we booked it in I think his main office was in the Quad Cities in Moline. And so he was going to broadcast the color commentate with me, the Galesburg versus Moline football game. Now, the caveat to having these politicians on was we're not going to speak about politics. So it was no campaigning, but it doesn't matter when it comes to campaign season, whether or not you talk campaign politics or not. It's equal time, which we reached out, and I think Bobby Schilling was from Rock Island. So it's like, hey, we have these dates available. Didn't even get a response from Bobby Schilling's team. But Phil Hare was all about it. Phil Hare appeared, spent most like three quarters of the broadcast on the airwaves. And we got phone calls, and there were letters to the editor in the Quad City paper, all from, of course, Bobby Schilling's team. And I don't know if Bobby Schilling's team ever did reach out and want a platform. It was like, and guess what? Bobby Schilling lost. So take that, Bobby Schilling. So anyway, so that's the only politics you're going to get. So I will go into the account to see if I can get that changed over, because I don't want politics on my channel. John says, we now know where all the Dan Hampton cards are. Dan is with us. What is up? George is with us. Ed, good morning to you. Safe at Home Sports Cards. Cooter, what is up? Good morning. Zach says, you got your money's worth. Sorry I bailed unannounced. Life called kid me, transitioned back to adult me. Hey, that we all know that happens. TD Sports Cards, the Megas sold out about 10 minutes ago. I think everybody's waking up and seeing all the tweets. So that's probably what's going on. Let's see, where are we at here in the chat? Wow, I missed a whole bunch. I really skipped ahead. So the John adds, yes, they are sold out now. Right as I tweet right as I share the link. So the mega boxes are sold out. So hey, $45 for those mega boxes. Probably they sold out before many people are waking up. John says, let me know when the 55 Bowman boxes go live. Herman, good morning. Steve, good morning to you. Good morning, Abraham. Coach John Robinson reporting sold out. There's Jenny, not that I care, but just updating. We need a queen. The world white fella thing isn't working out for us. John Ronson. Keating's new video is 5 stars out of 5. That's on my to-do list today, is to watch John's latest video. I like the old coach reference, but I never coached the Rams, USC, or UNLV. Bon Bonson, I watch your show while I'm on the treadmill in the morning. Very cool. I should probably, my treadmill is packed up and up against the wall. Hasn't been used in a while. John says, I don't remember that, but I could be wrong. John K, great video showing your collection. Love the Yaz collection. Herman still needs to watch it. The show and me, Kevin Federline. Yes, thank you. Kevin Federline. Bo has monkeypox, elbow bumps only, no handshakes. Randy Travis digging up bones. Sounds like a game of Clue instead of football commentary. Politics has always been decisive. People literally killed each other in the duels. Classic Bobby Schilling. Come on, Bobby Schilling. By the way, what's your most recent 5 sales? Curious about your random cards. That's a good question. I will get into that. Looks like I just had a couple come through. Giants cards. So I have one guess who made that purchase. So thank you if it was you in the chat. Let's see. So we will get into the 5 card sales here in a second, because that was something that I did want to share on a daily basis. If you're just joining, by the way, we will talk Series 2 checklist. I will give an opinion on Bowman Megaboxes. Only thing preventing me from running for office is the fear someone will dig up my purchase of a case of 88 Donruss when I was 20. Johnny Boy Cards, good morning to you. Okay, so we are caught up. So let's go to eBay. Last 5 sales. Looks like the last 8 sales was in one transaction. Okay. Last 5 sales from eBay. This is always fun. Oh, I switched off my Wi-Fi because it wasn't working. Cooter, thank you, Cooter. So I sold 2006 Topps. This is one transaction. 2006 Topps home run history, Barry Bonds. 92 Upper Deck Baseball Heroes, Ted Williams. 2013 Topps Buster Posey. 2020 Topps Decades Best, insert Willie McCovey. 92 Topps All-Star Will Clark. 2010 Topps Peak Performance, insert Monty Irvin. And a 2006 Topps home run history, Barry Bonds. That was one transaction. Let's see. Transaction number 2. These are the last 5 transactions sold on eBay. 2012 Topps Blockbusters insert Roy Halladay. Number 3, a 2021-22 NBA Hoops Joshua Primo rookie card. The 4th, a 2018 Topps photo image variation of Nick Williams, which I'm shocked. That sold for $7.50. And the 5th is a 2017 Bowman Dansby Swanson rookie card. Let's give you an honorable mention. 1973 Topps John Rouser from the Pittsburgh Steelers football card. So those are the last 5 plus 1 transactions on eBay. Cooter says, my secret Giants addiction has become public. Well, I didn't share that you actually bought that. Although I alluded to it, I guess. So I thanked you, and then went into that transaction. And also alluded to the fact that somebody in the chat might have. So yes, I think I did out you. Damn it. John says, I'm thirsty. Can we have the location of the Madison Card Show? Yes. The next show is Saturday, June 25th, at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive, everybody. John Nolan Drive. By the way, speaking of card shows, I will be set up at a card show in June. So the birthday party I'm attending is about an hour from Rockford. The Rockford show is next Saturday, June 11th at the Rock Church. So the birthday party doesn't start until the evening. So it's like, I might as well spend the day at a card show. So I am going to set up, I'm going to have dollar boxes, just like I did at the Green Bay card show. So I'll have dollar boxes only at the Rockford card show on Saturday, June 11th. So going to squeeze that show in. But then I probably won't be doing a show until, I think there's a Janesville. I think the next Janesville card show, there was one this past Sunday. I think there's one July 4th, the Sunday of July 4th weekend, whatever. I think July 4th must be a Monday this year. So I'll probably end up setting there. So pending anything that pops up that weekend. So that's the plan for now. John is quenched. You're welcome. Good morning, Victor. Good to have you aboard. We're talking rookie cards. This is Victor's specialty. So before we get into rookie cards in the Series 2 checklist, though, let's talk Bowman Megaboxes. They were live. They are now sold out, as several people here in the chat had mentioned. 2022 Bowman Megaboxes. They went live in what I believe sometime around midnight. The DM I received was like at 3 a.m. What are you doing at 3 a.m.? But you may see a little difference on these Bowman Megaboxes because the price is $44.99. $45. Remember Bowman Megaboxes back in 2017? I think were 15. They were less than a blaster box. And then they went to 20. And then last year, I think, was the first price increase we saw. I think, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think, and I can probably go back into my account and double check, but I think Bowman Megaboxes, the regular Bowman Megaboxes last year, 2021, I believe were $30. And then I think the Bowman Chrome Megaboxes, what in the hell is going on in the chat? How can we report this? Their report. This is porn report. Okay. Geez, and there's more. Just remove. Okay. Dan, thank you. Dan's moderating the delete Tinder people. So, and I think Bowman Chrome Megaboxes last year were $35. And now $45. And now $45 for Bowman Megaboxes. And I think that's okay. And I still bought some. Now, I didn't go out and buy 30 of them like I did last year. But I did buy 6. I put 2 orders in. They limit you to 3 per order. So I ordered 6 Megaboxes this morning. I think $45 because that's the going rate. And people say, oh, I can't. I think what we get stuck into, and it's kind of like with with any price, people are still posting gas prices on Facebook. It annoys the crap out of me. We all know that you're paying $5 a gallon for gas. Shut up. Just freaking put your card in and pay. I don't need to see. And I guess, and here's, I'm complaining about people doing that. I can just ignore it, right? I can ignore it. But it's like, just, you need gas or buy a bike. You have two options. It's either pay the gas prices or stop driving. And posting pictures on Facebook is of how much you paid. Oh my God, I paid this much last week, and now it's this. Oh, Jesus. So anyway, Bowman Megaboxes, same concept when it comes to pricing, where we get stuck. It's psychological. We get stuck where 5 years ago I was paying $20 and now I'm paying $45. But the thing is, they were worth $60, at release 5 years ago. And I mentioned this in a reply to the tweet this morning. Immediately, and this goes back 5 years ago. You go to Target, you buy a Bowman Mega Box for $20. You could immediately sell those boxes for $50 on the secondary market. Like right now, like you could buy it for $20 and then sell it for $50 in the same breath. So that's the market price is $50, and still 2021 Bowman Mega Boxes, last year's Mega Boxes, they're still selling for between $50 and $60. And usually they actually rise even further as time goes on. We'll see. I think if you look at the odds over the years, you'll see that there has been an increase in production. We'll see how that, and it depends on who's in it. The 2021 Bowman class, nobody's really broken out from that Bowman class. So they're still sitting at $50, $60. Now the Bowman Chrome Mega Boxes, those are selling for about $100. So $45, that's the sweet spot for everybody, because that's what the product is worth. That's what people are willing to pay. And look, it's 7:30 a.m. and it's already sold out. It went live in the middle of the night, literally in the middle of the night. And before people are going to work, if you're on first shift, it's already sold out at $45 per mega box. There's demand for it, even at that price point. So I think it's great for everybody involved. Topps is a business. I know it's a hobby for most, but Topps has to run like a business, and they can't leave money on the table. And that's what they've been doing for a long time, really. I mean, blaster boxes, and I think that's why people are so outraged. $35 for a blaster box is because it went from 1 year to the next, 20 to 35, where it should have been gradual. Like, it's been a $20 blaster box for what, 15 years? And really the number of cards hasn't changed too much when you go product to product. Like, if you look at Topps flagship, it's been like 100 cards for a long time. It might have been 120 cards 10 years ago, but really the price per card hasn't moved that much. So I'm going to go into the chat, get off my soapbox for a second. Let's see. Start throwing wrenches. Bowman boxes are essentially IPOs. That's pretty spot on. If I sell a product and X person pays X amount and sells to Y person for Y double cost, I'm going to start selling for Y price because demand states Y price is current market. Exactly. Only people spending in the hobby are Tesla owners. Late start. Good morning, Victor. Just signed on, traveling back from vacation in Vermont with my kids. We'll listen later tonight. Rode a horse for the first time in 25 years. It was a blast. I grew up in farm town. I don't think I've ever rode a horse. I've rode ponies, like at the carnival. I don't think I've ever ridden a horse. Let's see. Jenny says, Bean doesn't drive a Tesla. Bean does not drive a Tesla. Ed says, these prices clearly show the companies have been paying attention to the secondary market the past few years. Bingo. Nailed it. Yep. They see, like, hey, how come we're putting this product out for $20 MSRP and it's immediately being sold for 50, 60, 100 in some cases? Jesus. So Dan, I'm going to report these. I don't know what the hell's going on this morning. Let's see. I think they're reacting to the last 2 years, but the market dynamics have shifted. Hopefully those bots, I think Ty mentioned it on Bench Clear Media. I think it was on the Fly with Mike and Ty, that the more like chat comments you get, it trips the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, and it brings attention to your video more. So hopefully that works for bots too. Let's see. Before I delete them. Let's see. I think they're reacting to the last 2 years, Ed, but the market dynamics have shifted. People are outraged because people get outraged about everything. Gas prices too high because we all travel again. Gas prices too low because we're on lockdown. I know that's the thing. It's like the reason gas prices were $1 a gallon in April and May of 2020 was because nobody was driving. There was no demand. Zach says, I had a prominent member of my work community reach out to me for lunch to discuss cards. Yes. Wants to get back in like I did to collect the stuff he missed. That's very cool. I love it. We need more of that. In fact, my accountant, I had I don't know if I talked about this week, but I had a meeting with my accountant this week, and we're talking, card shows, and he's like, how much is a table? And I told him, and he's like, the reason I ask is because I think I want to set up, but he's like, I think your dealers will probably get pissed off at me because I don't care how much money I make. I just want to have fun. I'm like, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Save a horse, ride a cowboy, big and rich, having a good time. I've been reporting all the comments. Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate that. Why are the shelves full? Market reacting. Yeah, it's and that's exactly what it is. The shelves are full because the Tops reacted, or Panini and Tops, the card companies reacted to the market, to the secondary market, and rose prices accordingly. And now there's not enough juice in the squeeze. Is that the right terminology? There's not enough juice in the squeeze for the flippers. So the flippers are out. They're moving on to the next thing. And now it's us that, we buy to collect. And that's what I said, a couple months ago. Like, I'm not going to buy boxes to sit and potentially flip. I'm going to buy boxes to potentially flip, but if there's not a market to potentially flip, I'm going to rip them. So I'm not going to buy boxes that I don't want to rip. So it's what's left on the shelves is it's not overproduction. It's not the prices are too high. It's that the demand has softened because the flippers have left because there's just not enough in it to flip, or there's just no demand because there's, I'm not going to buy from you at 2X because I can go to Target or Walmart and buy for retail. Mark says, good morning. What is up, Mark? Good to have you in the chat. Jenny says the shelves are empty. We need cards for the kids. The shelves are full. My cards are worthless. Yes, it is. Everybody's in a panic. If the shelves are empty, what about the kids? You're not leaving any for the kids. Now the shelves are full. Well, they're overproducing it, or it's too high priced. I'll stop commenting so the boys stay away. The bots are aggressive because Bo was pulling RJ's ads. So let's talk. So that's my thoughts on Bowman Megaboxes. DR says, I'm so glad you gave me the confidence to negotiate bulk bargain boxes last year. Scoring 4,000 cards for 100 to 125 is way better for me in my inventory than four blasters. Definitely. I mean, like last night, $150 for 8,000 Bears cards. And there's value in just going through those boxes. I mean, that's what I think I'm a little biased. I'm going to go back to Bowman, and I'm a little biased with Bowman because I enjoy ripping it. So it's not just, I'm not opening Bowman Mega Boxes at $45 I'm not ripping those for the contents per se. I mean, I am. I mean, I don't want worthless cards inside. But part of that value, part of what I'm paying in that $45 is the enjoyment that I get out of opening Bowman Mega Boxes. We all know I love Bowman. And so there's value in the enjoyment and in the entertainment of opening these boxes. And like DR says, and I probably do have more fun going through these bulk buys, especially if they're blind. The blinder, the better. If, you know, I like when I negotiate and buy bulk boxes, I like to have a good idea of how much I'm paying because I want to know I'm getting a good deal. But at the same end, I want to get a small sample of what's inside and then do a video and share firsthand what I'm digging with you, because I know there's an audience that enjoys that as well. So there's definitely value. And it can be in blasters, and it can be in collections in bulk. George says, hold me closer, tiny dancer. Sorry, scanning film, drinking beer, and listening. I saw Dan's message first, and I'm like, are you drunk? I'm like, what did I say? Am I slurring my speech? What did I say? Now he's talking to George. I get it. Now I get it. Low Rollers in the house. Have you watched AIH Sports YouTube channel? I have not. He predicted sports cards crash last year. Everyone hates him. Everyone expects to be positive and the sports cards go up forever. Yeah, and there's, I think everybody that's been in the hobby longer than the last 2-3 years knew that it was inevitable that the rise in prices was gonna stop. I mean, things can't go up forever. You kind of want a slow grow. You don't want a slow grow, and you don't want that. George is only on one beer, just focused on getting my negatives cleaned and lined. Jenny says, value in going through boxes. You spent $150 to have a few hours of virtual hangout with friends while digging the box. You could spend $150 at a Cubs game. You have something to sell now. Cubs game, you don't. That's true. But you also have the experience with a Cubs game. So even though I don't have the commodities that are attached, unless I sell the bobblehead that I got for a stadium giveaway or whatever, you don't have the commodities, but you have the memories. And sometimes the memories are more valuable. But like you said, hanging out with hobby friends in the chat is much the same. It's just not like an in-person game. Also, digging through the bargain boxes gives me joy and value too, seeing all the different cards, even if I don't buy anything. First small show this weekend in Syracuse since February. That is awesome. Cooter says, bought my last retail pack in 1993. As long as prices don't force Bo and Jenny to raise prices, I am not impacted by retail. That's awesome. George says, I would consider buying one if the price was right. So let's now go into Top Series 2. The checklist was released yesterday. I believe the street date for release is June 8th, which is next Wednesday. So Top Series 2. This has been like the biggest rookie card debate. As in what I mean by that is who's going to land where. Because we had Saya Suzuki, Bobby Witt Jr., Spencer Torkelson, Julio Rodriguez, CJ Abrams, all make opening day rosters. And now, during the year, all top prospects, top 100 prospects. And then we had Adley Rushman, Nolan Gorman come up. We know they're not going to be in 2022 products because they received the call-up logo on Topps Now cards, which means they'll be held back for 2023, which we can probably discuss this all day long. And we really don't know. It's basically just all speculation, opinions, because we just don't know, the why of the rookie card. Let's see. Herman says, considering trying to pick up a quarter box when I go to Spartanburg this month, just for the treasure hunt. I'm heading back, and I mentioned Victor mentioned he's going to the Peru Mall show this weekend. I may stop off in Peru on my way home. Usually I don't go that way, but I might on Saturday just to check it out. Isn't Torkelson a pitcher? People really upset about a pitcher not getting a rookie now. No, Torkelson's not a pitcher. I think he's a shortstop. I don't know what Torkelson is. He's not a pitcher. Let's see. Low Roller says you have eBay promotion. Again, your buyers will get spoiled by a sale every week. So I do not have a promotion. Right now it's my standard 7 cards, 25% off. It's not a sale. It's just what it always is. No, I'm going to hold off another 50% off sale. Probably do one later this month. I don't know. It'll be a flash sale. Do you think Topps people or Fanatics people made the decision on Series 2? So that's a baseball card curmudgeon. What is up? DR, I'm going to circle back to your comment in just a moment. I saw a lot of Topps Series 2 pre-order buyer's remorse on Twitter yesterday. Yes. Agile Collector says Torque is first base. Okay, Torkelson first base. Thank you. Just popped open beer number 2 while I load scans. By the way, if people are not aware, George is in Korea, so it's evening. It's nighttime. He's not drinking beer at 7:30 in the morning. So Dan, I'm going to go back to your comment. Do you think Topps people or Fanatics people made the decision on Series 2? Kind of neither. So basically, in Victor, the rookie card specialist, probably is the most knowledgeable on this subject. Is there's like an agreement with the Players Association. So I think there's like a contract within the MLBPA and with Topps, now Topps/Fanatics. So they have to, there's like a deadline. So, X deadline. And I think we've kind of been able to narrow down the date for 2022, May 15th. Any player that debuted before May 15th can get a rookie card in 2022. Any player that debuts after May 15th is going to have to wait until 2023. Now, there's a lot of supply chain issues continuing. There's paper shortages that we've heard about with these companies, and that's why we've seen delays, especially with like Upper Deck and in some of the lesser products, Topps Big League, that they're not able to get the paper to print these cards on. So maybe the date was pushed up because of all of these issues. I don't think any of us really know the truth. But that's kind of my personal speculation, is that I think with supply chain and paper issues, because my first thought was Saya Suzuki was no doubt about on the checklist for Series 2, because everybody knew, MLB, Topps, all knew Saya Suzuki was going to be signed and play in Major League Baseball in 2022. We didn't know which team until after the lockout ended and he signed with the Cubs. Or actually, I think he might have signed before the lockout. I can't remember the timeline. But anyway, we all knew Saya Suzuki was going to be on an opening day roster. Now, some of the others, we knew at some point Bobby Witt Jr., Spencer Torkelson would be on a roster. We didn't. I don't think it was like 100% certainty that they would make opening day rosters, maybe with Bobby Witt. So I don't know. However, here's the caveat. Spoiler alert, none of those players, Saya Suzuki, Julio Rodriguez, Bobby Witt Jr., Spencer Torkelson, CJ Abrams, none of those players that were on opening day rosters and were top 100 prospects, none of them have made a Series 1 or Series 2 Topps checklist for 2022. However, you scroll down the checklist, and just as I finish this thought, I will I will share the link to the checklist just so you have easy access. In the meantime, if somebody has it handy, you can pop that in the chat. A couple of these rookies actually do have, and instead of just scrolling through this checklist, actually do have cards. Let's see. Bobby Witt Jr. has a 1987 Topps baseball autograph card. So Bobby Witt Jr. actually does have a card, and I believe there's and Julio Rodriguez also is in that same checklist. So I'm going to pop this. So they actually did make Series 2. Thank you, Jenny, for deleting those. Topps Series 2 checklist. They are aggressive. Okay, so I'm going to go back into the chat. Victor, there's Victor. I'm starting to wonder if the lockout perhaps had something to do with this too. No transparency. Yeah, I didn't even mention the lockout. We also had a several month lockout that could have bumped things up as well. So it's and I wish there was transparency. Like, does it hurt? And I guess it. I mean, there's some of us, in Victor being the rookie card specialist, I'm sure you would like to know the rules. I like to know things. If something pops up, it's like I immediately go to Google. It's like, what did I do in 1989 when somebody mentioned earthworms? Did I go to my Encyclopedia Britannica and pick out book letter E and look up earthworms? No. But now that I have Google on my phone, I can, earthworms. What's the thing on earthworms? I use that as an example because I actually Googled earthworms once when like there was a large rainfall in the spring and you have earthworms all over your patio. I'm like, interesting. I'm going to look up earthworms. What's the deal with earthworms? So yeah, I would like to know, just to know, now just to have that knowledge. Jenny says, I'm chasing Suzuki. Why? Because my friend took me on a virtual spring training. Very cool. Herman says, are they holding them for update? They will definitely be an update. So these rookies will be an update because they have the rookie logo on Topps Now cards. So Topps update's going to be loaded. Topps update is going to be loaded because you'll have Saya Suzuki, Bobby Witt Jr., Julio Rodriguez, Spencer Torkelson. They've all had rookie logos on Topps Now cards. So they'll be in 2022 Topps products. Which ones? Maybe they make Allen and Ginter. Maybe they make Archives. 2018, Juan Soto. Here's an example. Juan Soto in 2018 didn't get a Topps card until Topps update. But he made Topps Archives. And I think those were his only two rookie cards. Victor can probably correct me if I'm wrong or confirm. But I think in 2018, the only Juan Soto, and I'm not including Topps Now, but the only Juan Soto like pack issued rookie cards were Topps Update and Topps Archives. So I think we could see something similar, but there's so many dang products now. There's 70 billion rookie cards. Let's see. Topps Now Suzuki got the rookie logo. Ed says no Witt, Julio Torkelson, but the immortal Cutter Crawford made the cut, right? I want to know, have you ever seen the rain? Does a weaker Series 2 make 2022 Bowman stronger? I don't really think it has an effect on Bowman. I don't think it has an effect. Post-game cards, Topps Gallery 2. Yes. There was also Topps Gallery. Thank you. Soto made Archives and Gallery. Thank you. Chrome Update as well. So Chrome Update, Update, and Archives Gallery. There was a comment that I wanted to, so I wanted to follow up on Ed. So the rookies, so basically the headliners for Series 2, and if you pre-ordered Series 2 speculating on the rookie class, oof, I feel for you. Because I would have thought for sure. With Bobby Witt, with all of those rookies, the aforementioned rookies, I thought for sure half of them would be in Series 2 because they made the opening day rosters. They're good to go. They're going to be on Topps Series 2. And then, maybe they weren't expecting, because we know that Topps earmarks certain top prospects. Like, we know they're going to be making their debut this year. We're going to put them in the product. And if they get injured before they make their debut or whatever, they're left on the cutting room floor and a relief pitcher makes the cut instead. So we know there's like contingency plans in place. So that's what I'm like, still shocked 24 hours later that some of these rookies didn't make the cut for Series 2, because I thought, hey, we put Saya Suzuki. He's probably been earmarked for Series 2. Bobby Witt Jr., maybe we hold back Spencer Torkelson, Julio Rodriguez, CJ Abrams, and whatever top 100 prospect for Topps Update to carry that product. And then once we get into the season, now we've seen the call-up logos on Adley Rushman and Nolan Gorman. They're going to be, headlining likely Series 1 in 2023. Speaking of call-up logos, Christopher Morell gets a call-up logo. I wanted to talk about this yesterday, and I failed to do so. I knew he was going to get a Topps Now card yesterday. And so I'm in a Cubs chat, Twitter group. And after it was like his 11th, he has like an 11-game hitting streak. And I'm like, he's going to get a Topps Now card tomorrow, because the big debate is he hit a home run in his first at bat and didn't get a Topps Now card. And it came right around. Morell made his debut right around where we speculate is the deadline to make a rookie card in 2022. So I think when he debuted and hit that home run, I think Topps was still under that rookie card, and they didn't have Morell earmarked for 2022. Now you can say, well, there's contingency plans in place. They can put Christopher Morell in 2022. Here's the thing. Christopher Morell's not even a top 10 Cubs prospect. I guess depending on the publication, he's a fringe top 10 organizational Cubs prospect, nowhere close to the top 100. He could have struck out his next 10 at-bats and been sent back to Double-A or maybe down to Triple-A Iowa. And now Topps looks dumb because here's a guy that hit a home run in his first at-bat, didn't get another hit, and spent the rest of the season in Triple-A Iowa. He's stuck in Des Moines for the rest of 2022. So, and then when Update comes out, everybody's like, or 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it's Christopher Morell who has a rookie card and hit one home run and went 1 for 10 and never made it back to the big leagues. And then you go, well, geez, Topps, you're dumb. But he hits a home run in his first at bat, and then he goes on to have an 11-game hitting streak. And now it's like, well, Topps, how come? So you have to look at it from both angles. And now that we know the date has passed, now Topps is in no, and I think he's done enough. And what I said in the chat is, he's been up for 2 weeks now, 11-game hitting streak. He's done enough that Topps is safe putting him in next year, a rookie card for next year's product. So now he's got an 11-game hit streak. Okay, we're going to put Christopher Morell, maybe even, a rookie stars card where he shares it with some other Cubs rookie. If he doesn't, pan out or whatever. So they have kind of a safety net there. And so he did get a call up, not Topps Now card. Let's see. Dan cracked open a Corona. Saya and Witt and Torque should have been in Series 2. I expect Adley and Gorman will have the rookie logo. Oops, Adley and Gorman rookie logo next year. Yes, they will have Rushman and Gorman have the call-up logo on their Topps Now card. So they'll be in 2023 as rookies. And basically anybody now making their debut is going to be a rookie next year. And they won't get the Topps Update. So Topps Update going to be loaded. Basically the headliners as rookies in Series 2, O'Neal Cruz, Seth Beer, and I think there was one other one. But I'm looking through and it's like, man, never heard of. Joe Ryan, the pitcher for the Twins. I know he was off to a good start. The Cubs checklist leaves my head scratching a little bit. Greg Deichmann gets a rookie card. Trace Thompson is on a Cubs card in Series 2. So it's kind of funny to see some of those names. Shane Baz has a rookie in Series 2. Now, there was another big debate on, oh my God, there's another Wander Franco rookie card. Well, it's probably not. It's not going to be like a standard rookie card. It's going to be one of those like Rays rookies or whatever. It's not going to be like a base card. Basically, it's going to be like a league leader type card, high season highlights, rookie debut, which I think the rookie debuts, if I'm not mistaken, are saved for Update. But along the lines of it, it's not really a rookie card. It's kind of like I'm trying to think of of different things they've done. Beer made Series 2. Don't mind if I do, says George. So yeah, Seth Beer. Who was the other one? O'Neal Cruz, Josh Lowe, which he was on Bowman. I'm thinking, excuse me, he was on Bowman. I'm thinking of Juan Yepez. That's the other one. Juan Yepez, who is his rookies are selling pretty well. D Pyers is with us. What's up, David? Tops in 2022 became Top Series 1A, Top Series 1B, and Tops Update. Wander in action, perhaps. Yeah, that's probably. So Top Series 2. I'm shocked, and it's like whenever we have this all figured out, the game changes, and it's like, oh, geez, what happened? So Top Series 2, I'll buy a couple blasters, but that's it. There's nothing in there for me to chase. I'll get into Herman's break and buy a couple blasters, and that's about it. Bowman Megaboxes, on the other hand, scooped up 6 this morning. They are sold out. The price point didn't slow down people from buying those. So that's about what I had for today. I'm going to do a nostalgia break later today. We're going to open up that 1990 classic WWF. We're going to go Hulkamania chasing. Try to find a Hulkster, maybe a Coco Beware. My favorite card. Can you guess? Actually, there's 3 wrestlers in the 1990 classic WWF set. There's 3 cards that I love. Possible with Suzuki image variants like they did in 20. Kind of like that secret short print that just kind of pops up. It's not on the checklist, but it just pops up. So I have 3 favorite 1990 classic WWF cards. Not Andre the Giant, not Hulk Hogan, not the Macho Man or the Ultimate Warrior. One is the Brooklyn Brawler. That's probably my favorite. The Brooklyn Brawler, number 1. Number 2, Barry Horowitz. I love the jobber cards. Barry Horowitz. And number 3, the Red Rooster. Those are my 3 favorite classic 1990 wrestling cards. Brooklyn Brawler, Barry Horowitz, and the Red Rooster. After seeing NFL Prism hits on Twitter, am I the only one who thinks oversaturation of Prism across all sports waters down the NFL product? I'm so indifferent to we talked about this on Hobby Hotline on Tuesday night, which I think I missed. Abraham made a comment about that. I got a John Nolan Drive reference on Hobby Hotline. I'm just so indifferent on, and maybe it's because it's like the dog days of the off season. In football is kind of like, nobody's really talking about it yet. Now, by the end of this month, as we approach training camps, then there's going to be a lot of NFL talk, and I think there's going to be excitement brewing. But right now, it's kind of dead. We're 6 weeks out of the NFL draft so it's kind of like the NFL calendar. The NFL calendar really is year long, but there's definitely peaks and valleys, and so I think the biggest peak is coming here in the next 6 weeks with training camp. Approaching training camp, and then it's gonna, kind of dive down. We get into the regular season, it's going to rise a little bit, but then as you get into the season, towards the playoffs, it kind of dies down. Then there's the playoff hype, and then like the day after the Super Bowl, it's like the lowest of lows until you approach, the combine. You get a little bit of interest, then the NFL draft, and it just kind of drops again, and then training camp. So it's all cyclical. But I don't really have an interest in. I say I don't have much of an interest in football cards, as I did a live video last night for an hour and a half of looking through Bears football cards. But at the price point, I'm like, the thing with Prism Football, which by the way, release day is tomorrow. With blaster boxes, there's going to be lines. People are going to be chasing vendors, trying to get the blaster boxes. And I just don't have any, I'll probably, tomorrow I'll probably time it out to see if I can, hit a store. But I'm not going to go chasing it. So I'm likely not going to get any Prism retail because I'm just not going to chase around vendors and play the waiting game. I'm certainly not paying $1,600 for a hobby box. Are you effing insane? Who's paying that? I mean, I love Bowman, and I've kind of become accustomed in the last couple of years of a $300 Bowman hobby box, and it still pains me, and I will, buy a couple boxes at that price, but it's like, this is crazy. And then when I saw WWE Prism, and thank God I didn't pull the trigger, but I had considered it for a day. Like, maybe I should. This is going to be a hot product. Boy, was I wrong. I love being right, but I love when I'm wrong, so I can hey, I want to be transparent. I was way off. Hey, I thought some of these rookies were going to be in Series 2. I was wrong. I was way wrong on the Series 2 checklist. I was way wrong on Prism Wrestling because I've got a stack of Prism Wrestling singles in my eBay store at $1.50 with free shipping. And guess what? They ain't moving. And you were paying, I think it was $9 at $1,000 for a hobby box. I think your average price per card is like $9. And if you pull, and I pulled some color and silvers out of my blasters. I bought 2 blasters, and I think they sold for $2 or $3. So if you pull a Zia Lee or whoever it is, silver, and it's going to be $2 or $3. So Prism Football, $1,600 for a hobby box. No thanks. CSG is reportedly raising grading prices, by the way. A lot of football talk at home. Receive my invoice for Bears, and I get the annual talk from the wife. Do you really need Bears tickets? Good luck with that, Victor, right? So CSG, I don't even know what are CSG's prices. Are they competitive? I am ever so close to doing some submissions. A couple tickets I've been thinking about. So I'm getting closer. I was looking into possibly buying a complete NBA basketball set from 71-72. I'm going to pass on it after looking at, prices and, okay, if I grade, what are, and it's just the numbers don't work at this point in time. So not going to pull the trigger on those, but that was going to be my first time of slabbing cards for value to increase value. Whereas the cards that I've long considered submitting to SGC are for my own personal collection. My Cubs cards that I just want slabbed as authentic, and I love SGC. And then my tickets, the Giannis home debut, his rookie season, and the Triple H WWE debut, just to have slabbed as well, which I probably will at some point, though I think they raised ticket grading at PSA. So we'll see. Is it worth, I think, $150? Is it worth it? I don't know. Let's see. DR says the big problem with WWE Prism was it was too weak on the classic wrestlers. Too many people who the nostalgia wrestling fans didn't know. I think the classic wrestling checklist on Prism was pretty strong. It was top heavy. I think there was enough there, but you're right on the wrestlers that many people don't know. There was a lot of UK NXT, and I'm a wrestling fan. I watched the product. So it wasn't all nostalgia for me. I mean, I'm more attracted to a nostalgic checklist as opposed to a current product checklist. But a lot of these, it's like, who in the heck are these wrestlers? Pull out my wrestling box and see. So, and they're probably the ones that aren't, like Zoe Stark. Don't know her. The Great Ali, classic wrestler. Kushida, I'm aware of. Malik Blade, I have no idea who he is. Shane McMahon, I would consider him a classic. Kaylee Ray, don't know who she is. Mark Andrews, no idea who he is. Tyler Bate, no idea. Bailey, she's a superstar. Dexter Loomis, I'm aware of. I like his gimmick. Madcap Moss, I would say he's a popular star. Nash Carter, The only reason I know his name is because I think he had some controversy pop up. Wes Lee, no idea who he is. Cedric Alexander, I know him. Eric from the Viking Raiders. Joaquin Wild, no idea. Malcolm Bivens, no idea. Jordan Devlin, no idea. Natalia, she's a superstar. Electra Lopez, no idea. Now, a lot of the popular wrestlers that I pulled, I sold, and those are, probably those are the wrestlers that people don't know. So yeah. So I think there's enough. I think there was enough classic wrestlers in WWE Prism to not necessarily carry it, but carry its own weight as that part of the checklist. But I think it was oversaturated with those UK NXT, which I think some of those names that I dropped, I think that's where they are from. CSG is $12 for bulk with basic, sub, and 1080 at elite level, up to $250 per card. That's cheap. Holy crap. PSA will slowly open up bulk in about 2 months. Ed says, got to run. I'll catch the rest on the treadmill later. Have a great day. You as well. I'm going to wrap things up. We're at 1 hour. I've got some shipping to do. Check out my eBay store. Later today, I'll be listing a bunch of Chicago Bears football cards, many of which you saw last night on the video. So if you just want to look at some old Chicago Bears football cards, that video is up on my YouTube channel, and I will be putting up a WWF pack rip. Thanks to John Keating, that 70s card show, for the pack. I'll be ripping that for a nostalgia break. So have a great Thursday. Back at it tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. for Hobby Evolution. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you tomorrow.